for COVID-19. At least these was my remedies. And hopefully, what I'm about to say in this video could save someone's life. What was my symptoms? At first, my body shivered as if I was cold. So that was the first symptom, shivering. My second symptom, I had the runs for the first 2 days. My third symptom, congestion. Congested like a regular cold, and your nose only runs just a tad bit, but you really be heavily congested. I had a cough, as if I had the whooping cough. To those who don't know what the whooping cough is, it's a cough that just lasts constantly. I'm talking about you just cough and cough and cough. And last but not least, the breathing process. I had shortness of breath. Okay, let's get it. Now, what did I do while I was going through this? The second day after I noticed the symptoms that I just was telling you guys about, I went and got a test. And my results came back positive. This was August of 2021. I know they say you're supposed to quarantine for 14 days. And after that, you'll feel just fine. It's not true. It all depends on what strand you have or your symptoms, because COVID hit everybody different. I'm just telling you guys my ordeal. It took me almost 21 days. Matter of fact, it did took me 21 days before it actually left my body. How did I know? Because I went and got another test. But during those 3 weeks, what did I do? Well, I've been doing a little studying and a little reading on COVID, and no, I still don't know everything about it. But the things that I studied and the things that I read, I applied it to myself. And that was, I know for a fact that they said through your nasal, throat, and chest cavity, those are the coolest areas inside your body. And that's where the COVID dwells. So that third day, when I had the shortness of breath, I'm talking about you can try to breathe in as deep as you want, but you can only breathe halfway. And yes, that's very scary. So I'm not going to sit here and just say I was just so tough through the whole thing, because that'll be a lie. The breathing process was short. So I had to think on what I've been reading and the videos that I've saw. I know that COVID dies in heat. So I was saying to myself, how could I apply heat to my chest? I was hoping that I had a heating pad, but I didn't. But I did have a blow dryer. Yes, a hair blow dryer. If you have one, make sure you tell your family members or whomever you know that got shortness of breath from COVID. Please plug up that hair dryer, blow dryer, and blow your chest constantly. Of course, you got to have on a shirt, and you can have it at least 2 inches away from your chest, and just constantly blow your chest. The congestion that I mentioned, with your nose running just a tad bit. What I did was, I poured some water in the pot, put it on the stove, turn the stove on high, cut up some lemons, put it inside the water, let it boil, then turn the temperature down medium ways, so I was able to hold my head over the steam. And what I was doing was, I was breathing the steam in my nose, exhaling out of my mouth, breathing in my mouth, exhaling out of my nose, and I was doing that for 30 minutes at a time, 3 times a day, sometimes a little more than that. And I also was using vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams with zinc. And I also was taking vitamin D3. And to those who don't know, vitamin D3, it's just like sitting out in the sun, which I did. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. It's like sitting out in the sun, you know, and getting that vitamin D from the sun rays. But see, right now at the moment, you can't do that because, you know, it's the winter months. So I advise, by you not being able to get no sun rays, to take vitamin D3. But during that time, I was able to walk outside on my deck and sit out in the sun for hours. And I tell you, that sun really gave me some energy, even though I still was weak those first 2 weeks, the whole entire weeks. When I say weak, I mean, if I was to walk from my front door to my mailbox, which was approximately 25 feet, it'll feel like you walk 5 miles. I'm talking about it'll have you gasping for air, you be tired, you feel drained. And speaking of being drained, make sure you drink lots and lots and lots of fluids. I drink lots and lots and lots of water, and I also drink lots and lots and lots of Pedialyte. Sometimes I even mix the two. Okay. After that, you know, the cough. That whooping cough that I was telling you about. I'm talking about coughing and coughing and coughing. Speaking of coughing, I was drinking everything hot or either warm, nothing cold. You don't want to drink nothing cold, because if you drink something cold, and if the COVID virus is in your throat or in your chest area, you just making it live longer and stronger. So I advise you guys to drink everything warm or hot. Well, anyway, not only that, I noticed when I lay down, you know, that my breathing was even shorter. So I started reclining myself to see what position I would be able to get better air. And I noticed by me sitting upward in a reclined position, I was able to breathe better at night versus laying down. So I advise you guys, if you have shortness of breath, that's one of your symptoms, do not lay down. Make sure you sit up. Because they say when we lay down, the fluids, you know, it goes to our lungs and have them spongy wet, and, you know, it could cause death. So make sure that you sit up. I know how it may sound, but you want to live, right? Don't give up. There been days that I felt real down. There been days that I almost felt like giving up. Matter of fact, I thought that I was about to tap out, to be honest. But I had to grasp myself. I was like, where's your faith? Not saying that I'm a saint, but I know for a fact, the word says, faith without works is dead. So instead of me asking the Father to take it away from me, I thanked him as if it was already gone. My heart goes out to each and every one of you guys. I know each and every one of us, we lost someone due to COVID. I hope what I'm saying in this video helps someone. Do not take this for a joke. COVID is very serious. Like I said earlier, it had me almost feeling like I was about to pass out. I even sent my children my life insurance policies. But I had to grasp myself. And I had to remember, keep the faith. Not saying that I'm a saint, but I know that the word says, faith without work is dead. So fellas, ladies, and gents, please stay safe. Wear that mask. Your children, family members, nieces, nephews, aunts, if they come into your home, make sure they have on a mask as well. And make sure they wash their hands. If they don't want to do so, why let them in? I know how it might sound, but your life is on the line. And that's the way that you have to look at it. Everybody that got the shot, or all the shots, there's nothing wrong with that. But why would you put yourself back at risk to go out in crowds, partying, and putting yourself at risk? Even though you have the shots and everything, that doesn't mean that you cannot still catch it. So be very, very cautious. Wear that mask is very, very important. I thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully some of the things that I said in this video will help. Vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams. Vitamin D3. Boil water on the stove cut up lemons, put it in, and do the breathing process, what I said earlier. Make sure you drink everything warm or hot, nothing cold. And add honey to everything that you drink, especially if you have that cough that I was talking about. I thank you guys for tuning in. Be safe.